It's a big garbage dump. And we're on the back roads of Florida again. It's the Cabbage Patch. Only 2 more months until Biketoberfest. Daytona International Speedway. We just did a video here recently. You should click the link to check it out. Greetings, everyone. We're in a very windy Daytona Beach, right off of the water across the street. We're going to a place that we have not gone to before, right next to this Hamburger Mary's that I didn't realize was here, which is our favorite hamburger place in Orlando. We're going to the Daytona Arcade Museum, home of retro gaming. Fun for the whole family. Ooh, the dig for E.T. artifacts. We've seen that movie, and I have the shirt commemorating that. Grab a slice of real New York pizza, and also cool off with our tasty local microbrews, apostrophe S. And this is also a historical landmark, the Daytona Theater. Over 100 full-size arcades and pinballs. It's the largest active exhibit of Atari artifacts from New Mexico. I can't wait to see that. Here's the games that they have here, by the way. Ooh, they have shirts and hats. Ooh, I like that. America's first coin-operated video game, Computer Space. Oh, we have like a little museum here. Odyssey? My friends had Odyssey. I was never an Odyssey guy, but I used to love to go over to people's houses and play it. Now, we've actually seen this at Florida Free Play. I believe so. The first coin-operated pinball machine. And it's the patent for the Atari Classic joystick. Oh man, Pong. Telstar, I had this. CompuVision. And the other Coleco Telstar. Oh my god. It's the Channel F Fairchild. And the wood grain 6-switch 2600. We have a lot of those games at home in the boxes. And for you guys that don't know at home, Atari is back building a new system to play old games and new games. Wow, the 7800. My buddy Dave, who's been in the videos before, had the 5200, but I don't think we ever had the 78. Texas Instruments, the original Nintendo with the action set. ColecoVision. I had ColecoVision with the Atari adapter. The awesome joysticks. There it is, the Atari adapter. And then television. I always felt bad for people that got in television. Some of the games were fun, like the poker, but overall, this is where it was at. I don't want to get distracted by this amazing old pinball game, because right here are items from the dig in New Mexico where all of the Atari games that were surplus were buried. Are you freaking kidding me? This is the coolest thing I have ever seen in person. Oh my god, look at my shadow in the background. That is hilarious, just literally stacks of Defender cartridges. And Warlord. Oh my god, it is true. E.T., asteroids, more Warlords. Oh my god. This is awesome. Truly awesome. For those that don't know at home, Atari got to a point where they were producing so many pieces of software that they didn't have enough hardware to go around to actually play all of the games. They were basically producing more items that were needed by the consumers, so they just started burying stuff for some reason in Alamogordo, New Mexico. It was rumored for the longest time, but then this documentary that's amazing, it was on Netflix for a while, I'm sure you can pick it up. They buried these items to just hide them. Instead of selling them basically to commercial purposes, they just buried them. And then folks dug.
Video game E.T. for Atari was so bad, the company tried to get rid of all the copies.
Crews dug through 30-year-old trash. Game enthusiasts watched with anticipation as a California documentary crew caught every moment. And finally, after 2 hours of digging, they found what everyone has been waiting for. An ET for Atari game cartridge in the box with instructions, fully intact after 30 years underground.
So many of Atari's things ended up in dumpsters or this burial site. And here's more items. I mean, it's ridiculous. They have price tags on them. The video touchpad for Star Raiders. Boxes for touchpads and Star Raiders. We actually own a few copies of that Centipede, I think. Unbelievable. And here's another prototype that was never released, Cosmos, from Atari, 3D programmable system, 1981. They were so ahead of their time. Look at the hologram. I don't know if you can see it.
How long?
1981, people. And this is the news release supporting it. We have other historical items here. Merlin, which this one owned. Amazing. Baseball was one of my favorite handheld games. Look at this old MVP football from Galoob. Oh my god, I have not seen this in years. This reminds me, I had a Battlestar Galactica game that was very similar to this, that I don't know whatever happened to it. I had a friend that had this Microvision. I salivated over the ability to be able to play something portable at that time. Simon, Alf, Einstein. I remember that Einstein was kind of like the knockoff of Simon.
We had the original Simon.
Head-to-head baseball, that was a favorite in our house. Sharpshooter. Shooting ducks. Look at this music they're playing here too. In Excess. Skill ball. Twin rifle. Remember Sit and Spin? Here's a circuit board from Pac-Man. Oh my god. Starship. I remember playing this with my brother. 1976 from Atari. Got Pac-Man, Missile Command, Asteroid, Zap, Deluxe Space Invaders. Retro stuff up here. I've always wanted one of those tabletop Coleco games. Kicks. Sit-down turbo. Gorf. It's not working. Stargate. Pac-Land. Coming soon. One of my all-time favorite games. I don't think I can come close to that score though. Wow. They also have the very similar Dig Dug Space Duel. Are you kidding me? Buck Rogers. No way. Look how many credits are in Buck Rogers 42. Of course, you know that's the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Got Tabletop Millipede. We've got some home units here too. Atari Flashback, ColecoVision, Telegames. Regular box TVs like Mary was just saying, with 2600 hooked up. Genesis, regular Nintendo. Amazing Spider-Man pinball game. It's like 1970s art. Tabletop pinball. Roy Clark, the entertainer. Mary's gonna play a little Amazing Spider-Man. Wah, wah, wah. Use your spider sense if the ball's going down the middle. Oh, good God. It's like Rhino went straight up the middle. This is the view from up top on the stage. So they got all video games in there, plastic pinball on the side. Down on the stage, they kind of have a DJ or videos playing. And they have New York Pizza over here. You have Comet. Looks an awful lot like Space Mountain. What do you think? Tron. Regular Mario Brothers, Karate Champ. I used to love that game. Baby Pac-Man. Are you freaking kidding me? Zookeeper? I haven't seen some of these games in years. Oh, there's 43 credits there. You gotta play one to get the perfect amount of credits. Pac-Man Plus? Bump and Jump? Super Pac-Man? Sky Battle from 1971. Wow. And also Sonic Fighter from 1971. Holy cow. They also have a bar with craft beers. Also Cyber Police, Neo Geo. Great 1,000 Mile Rally. I haven't even heard that before. Atari games, Escape from the Planet of Robot Monsters. It looks like Crystal Castles. Sinistar. And my all-time favorite dominating game, Excite Bike. I can play forever. There is a Max Headroom playing card on the bar. There's also an ET playing card, but I'm more infatuated that they have a Max Headroom card. Card. This is the pizza and garlic knots and electronic football on the bar. What's your first impression?
This is awesome.
Nice. So in this pinball game, Flicker, just want to give you an idea, very basic looking, right? This is what the guts look like. All of this to make that game work. And all of this just for that display. Classic Star Wars vector graphics in a sit-down version. You don't see this anymore. Hard driving from Atari, I remember when this came out. I hated this game. It was so hard. I just played my first game of Space Duel in about 30 years. Bam! Meanwhile, Mary's playing a little Dig Dug. I like the Hertz difference. And those giant lines across the screen. I just killed her by accident. For me, it's a little Donkey Kong. For Mary, it's a little Galaga. Goodbye, Donkey Kong. Have a nice fall. A little Robotron. A little Donkey Kong Jr. for me. It's Tron.
I'm clueless.
Now a pretty kick-ass roller coaster at Walt Disney World. Oh, you gotta block them in. It's not a game of how slow can you go. Game over. As far as pinball goes, you got high-speed space shuttle. And look, it's the Defender. Spy Hunter, Pac-Man, Little Chief. Flash! Ah! Firepower, Addams Family. When you don't want to play Spy Hunter the real way, you play it the pinball way. Stevie Nicks up on the screen up there. Duran Duran on there. But we're going to play some Star Wars. Good morning. I missed it. I missed the hole. Remember to use the force always and have a rapidly blinking screen. 156,000, that's not too bad. We're playing Trin Rifle. Look at Mary go. It's like a bird flying in there. I can't shoot and play at the same time. You're like 2 feet away from it. Shoot the HHN bear. I got it. I don't know if my gun is working. Mary's gonna play a little sharpshooting. Oh, there's a hit. We got 30 points. I've qualified for Excite Bike Track 1. What? Mary's got some Tetris going on. I lost. I am the suck. Mary's playing a little bit of Time Pilot.
This is the worst. I'm sorry.
Oh, she's living. Oh, it used to be Gyrus. Look at the screen.
Oh, that's... Why am I being shot at from the sky? Hey.
First, it's a video game. Then it's pinball.
Question. Why am I getting shot at from the road? Why me and the green mountain? It's Pac-Man.
I am not that good at Baby Pac-Man. Look, she's like 1980s hot. She's a hard body. Maybe I can go to the mall and get a poster of her for the wall. Or a Playboy. Or Swords of Fury. Play Kickman. They had a little tribute to Pac-Man in there. Go ahead. See Pac-Man up on the screen in there? Unless it's going too quick.
All the balloons I gotta clear.
Kick the balloons. Oh, already fell down on the job. I moved the trackball. Mary's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, you gotta keep moving the ball. It doesn't just like, Mary's the laziest video game player of all time. Last game of the night, we got Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man hooking up. Mary is guarding the world from North Korea nukes. I will tell you what, that was a lot of fun. I think they could use some more games for selection, but there's more stuff coming soon. But that was a lot of fun. And the museum part with the old consoles, especially the New Mexico stuff, that was amazing. That was stuff I've wanted to see forever. In person at least. Look at how dark this road is. We just passed some idiot that's wearing camouflage shirt and dark pants walking on the side of the road. Literally on like the white line so that the car in front of us had to swerve not to hit him. What are people thinking? I am back home from Daytona. Daytona Arcade was a really fun time. Like I said, I think it could probably use a couple more video games, but Soul owners, we spoke to them on the way out. They're from upstate New York originally, moved down. The stuff that they got from New Mexico was bought via auction, so they weren't on site to get that stuff, but still amazing to actually see that stuff in person. I never really thought to look online and see if anybody was selling anything. But if you're a longtime viewer of the channel, you know we're really into retro video games. We go to an event called Florida Free Play every year. It'll be held again this year by SeaWorld. I think it's at the Doubletree by SeaWorld. Definitely check them out also. That's a 3-day event where they have legends like Billy Mitchell come into town and other high score folks that are legendary from classic retro video gaming, and they do their thing, and there's tons of video games and everything for another low price for you to get in for admission for an entire day with all the games for free. But if you guys are interested in Daytona Arcade Museum, it was 20 bucks for adults to go in and you can play all day. They do have food. They have a bar. You can't bring your drinks from the bar into where the games are because they don't want the games to get screwed up. So it's unlike when we go to Player One and some of these other places where the intent is for you to bring your drinks around. Not so much here, which is probably a good thing. And they're up in Daytona Beach, right before you actually go over the overpass to get to the beach. So diagonally across the street is where the Daytona Tortugas are. So you can make a day out of going to the museum and then go and check out some minor league baseball. All really fun stuff, all local stuff. And of course, right in here on my desk of toys and dust is an old classic 2600 signed by Nolan Bushnell. And I had brought that 2600 to an event that was like a gaming competition that Nolan was one of the judges way back when we lived in New York, and had him sign that, as well as my friend Dave had him sign his wood grain 2600. Awesome conversation with Nolan. Nolan was the founder of Atari. So today, just one of those awesome days where you get to experience stuff from my youth and things that I really, really enjoy, but in limited capacities these days because arcades and those types of things are kind of a thing of the past. There used to be such a community feel to it though, going to an arcade, hanging out with your friends, talking about games, playing the games with them, being competitive. All kind of gone by the way of everyone playing at home. But all good. On that note, we're going to say goodnight for now. So thank you very much for your likes and your comments and your subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great night. We'll see you guys.